My uncle told my adopted son he'd never be real family at Thanksgiving dinner. I didn't say a word, just quietly started packing our coats. My son, Oliver, is 8. I adopted him when he was 3 after his parents died in a car accident. They were my closest friends. We'd known each other since college, and when they passed, there was never a question in my mind. Oliver needed a home, and I needed him just as much. Every year, my extended family does this huge Thanksgiving at my uncle's house. 50 people, massive spread, the whole production, 3 turkeys, homemade pies, the fancy china that only comes out once a year. My uncle loves playing host, loves being the center of attention, loves reminding everyone how generous he is for organizing everything. This year, Oliver brought a drawing he'd made at school. His teacher had assigned a family tree project, and he'd spent all week working on it. It was our family tree, with him right in the middle next to me, surrounded by all our relatives. He'd used different colored markers for each branch, and even added little details like my dad's fishing hat and my mom's garden. He was so proud of it, showed me at least 10 times before we left the house. When we got to my uncle's place, Oliver was buzzing with excitement. He wanted to show everyone his project. He found my uncle first, standing by the appetizer table holding court with a group of relatives. Oliver walked right up to him, holding the drawing carefully in both hands. My uncle glanced at it and said, "That's nice, buddy, but you know you're not really part of the family tree, right? You're more like a branch we glued on, not the same as the rest of us who are actually related." Oliver's face just fell. The smile disappeared instantly. I watched my aunt, standing right next to my uncle, nod along like he'd said something reasonable. My cousin actually laughed and said, "Yeah, I guess that's technically true." The whole group went quiet. A few people looked uncomfortable, but nobody said anything. Nobody corrected him. Nobody defended Oliver. My mom, standing nearby, tried to smooth it over. "He didn't mean it like that, sweetheart. Your uncle just has a weird sense of humor." But her voice was weak, apologetic toward my uncle, not toward Oliver. Oliver was already tearing up. His hands started shaking, still holding that drawing he'd been so excited about 5 minutes earlier. He looked up at me with this expression that absolutely broke my heart, like he was asking me if it was true. I stood up from the couch, grabbed our jackets from the coat rack by the door, and told Oliver we were going home. My voice was calm. I wasn't yelling. I just said, "Come on, buddy, let's go." My uncle rolled his eyes dramatically. "Come on, don't be so sensitive. The kid needs to understand reality. He's adopted. That's just a fact. I'm not going to lie to him to protect his feelings." My aunt chimed in. "We're just being honest. You can't expect us to pretend biology doesn't matter." I ignored both of them, helped Oliver put on his jacket, grabbed our dish from the kitchen, and walked toward the door. My mom called after us, "You're really going to leave over this? It's Thanksgiving. Family stays together." I kept walking. We left without another word. The car ride home was silent. Oliver stared out the window, still holding that crumpled drawing in his lap. When we got home, he went straight to his room. That night, he came downstairs and asked me if he really wasn't part of our family, if what my uncle said was true, if he was just something glued on that didn't really belong. I sat him down and told him he absolutely was part of our family, the most important part of mine. I told him that anyone who couldn't see that, anyone who would hurt a kid's feelings just to make some stupid point about biology, didn't deserve to be in our lives. I told him that family isn't about DNA. It's about who shows up, who loves you, who protects you. He asked if we'd ever go back to my uncle's house. I told him not unless my uncle apologized, and I wasn't holding my breath. The next morning, I woke up to 3 missed calls and a text from my uncle. Nothing about Oliver. Nothing about what he'd said. Just, "Hey, need to ask you something important. Call me back." I ignored it. An hour later, another text. "Seriously, I need your help. The bank denied my loan application for the new truck. You're the only one in the family with good enough credit to co-sign. Can you help me out? Family helps family." I stared at that text for a long time. Then I texted back, "Sorry, I only help real family." He called me 17 times.